Hello, my name is Mark Busey and I'm a Planning Director at DHA Planning, and I'm involved in a number of major applications and appeals across the southeast of England. I've been active in Wealden for many years now, involved in a number of major schemes, and I have to say that I've felt for some time that Wealden is ahead of the curve when it comes to the use of digital technology in planning. For instance, the planning committees are all streamed very well, which makes them very clear to follow and then subsequently catch up on online. And I've been involved with a number of major appeals, inquiries, hearings held off-site and on-site, which Wealden have streamed and allowed third-party participation over video. The Wealden website has evolved significantly in recent years. Their application pages are easy to follow, with comments and documents easy to find, structured by category and ordered in date order, which makes them one of the easier local authority websites to navigate. I'm aware of the Let's Talk platform, which I think is more targeted at local residents, but for me it's nice to see some of our applications have been hosted on there with very easy to read and understand summaries provided with videos then linked onto social media for residents to see. Personally, I follow Wealden District Council on X as well, and I find that platform is very regularly updated and managed, so much so that I get news with regards to appeal decisions and applications which have been submitted through there. Overall, I'm very happy to support Wealden in their bid and their submission to the RTPI Excellence in Digital Planning Practice.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Buckwell, Chair of Developers East Sussex and a Planning Consultant at DHA Planning. Developers East Sussex, or DES as we call it, meets every couple of months to bring together organisations from both the public and private sectors, all of whom have an interest in development in East Sussex. Wealden have always been really strong supporters of DES, with senior officers regularly attending our meetings. Stacey Robbins in particular takes a very active role in debates about issues affecting the development industry in a very open and honest way. As chair, it's great to see a local planning authority using this kind of forum to update members on issues affecting the planning department, to highlight matters that members can assist with, and in particular to alert members to topics that may need to be addressed carefully in future planning submissions. Stacey has used the forum to get input on issues of particular concern locally, for example, the approach taken to drainage. Taking an active part in these discussions clearly helps Wealden officers to understand what's going on in the development industry locally and to help address problems as they arise. Recent examples have included discussions on difficulties in delivering affordable housing and understanding ways in which these might be addressed. As well as taking part in DES, Wealden District Council also holds its own regular Planning Agents Forum, which allows constructive two-way conversations to help encourage better planning submissions and identify issues that need to be addressed. As someone who works regularly with numerous local authorities across the South East, I can say without doubt Wealden are one of the most proactive planning departments when it comes to engagement with the development industry.
Hello, we're from Uckfield Town Council. I'm the Town Clerk,
Karen Bedwell, the Town Mayor.
and we're just here to give a few comments on the local planning authority, which is Wealden District Council's online planning, accessibility and digital products. I particularly am an avid user of their online mapping tool, and it's been particularly useful not only in terms of electoral boundaries but to see what's happening in terms of the strategic and economic land availability assessment, to see how it impacts Uckfield and what sites are potentially coming forward. I also am a great fan of podcasts, and I must admit I have been tuning into their podcasts on my drive and commuting to work in the morning. It's really interesting to see the other side of the planning department. We as an organisation are consultees and we represent the town of Uckfield here. But we don't really see the day-to-day ins and outs of how our planning application is validated, how it's dealt with. So I've been finding these podcasts from the staff really useful. And what our role is as a town council is really not only to represent the views of the town to the local planning authority, but in particular to help spread knowledge and understanding of how planning applications are considered and what's coming forward. For example, I've noticed Wealden have started creating YouTube videos which actually educate residents on how they can respond to a planning application, which is one of the things, because it's very easy to say no, it's very easy to say, you know, we just need more infrastructure, but actually what are the valid planning reasons as to why maybe a planning application should be declined. So for me, these educational videos, the podcast, the different varieties of communication via digital means is definitely getting out there, and we've been helping to spread that message. I think you've used it in a slightly different way, haven't you?
I have. So as Town Mayor and also as Chair of Plans for 3 years, and the last Mayor, who's now Chair of Plans, we both attended the Major Development Planning Appeals. So we've used particularly the Planning Appeals webpage and the web links. Obviously, as councillors, we also have full-time jobs, so we do have to dip in and out sometimes of the planning appeals and some of the planning stuff. So it's really useful for us to be able to look back, sometimes actually to click on online during the appeals if we can't actually be there, but also to go back and review them and see how things, the things that were said, things that maybe we hadn't picked up on the time. So that works really, really well. And also, I also listen to some of the podcasts.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, good.
So again, it's easy just to dip in and out of. We're all quite busy people, and it's not our full-time job. So it's nice to have something that you can go back to and you can review. So it's good. The new web page is interesting. That's another thing that we use quite a lot. Obviously, with the planning committee, we're going in and out of the Wealden planning page. And I think there's still some work to be done on that, if I'm honest. I think we've gone from sort of the old version, which really did need updating, to the new version, which maybe needs a little bit more sort of work on it for people like ourselves who maybe don't understand in the planning process like a planning officer. But it's good. It's good to see that they're updating it and changing it and moving with the times.
And I think that's the point here. We are incredibly supportive of what they're trying to do, the different means of communication and the different ways in which not just residents but businesses, local authorities and partner agencies like ourselves can engage with the planning process. You know, gone are the days of just seeing a site notice in your area. Now people are online more, they want to see videos, they want to see, like you said really, it's that tapping in. So if you commute to work on the train, people can actually, they can watch the appeals back online, they can watch the planning committees back online, and like Councillor Bedwell said, I'm the same. I don't always have time to attend those committees on behalf of the town, and so it's really good that the councillors and myself can listen while we're working. Don't tell the day job.
the Reg 18 public consultation.
Oh yes, for the
obviously that
plan.
was here downstairs in the Civic Centre. A lot of people came, but a lot of people couldn't make it. And actually, they had created exactly the same thing online. So you walked in and felt you were actually in the room, and that was great. You could read the posters, you could go through it. And you could engage in exactly the same way as if you'd been here on foot.
Exactly.
So, really good.
And I think that's the point. Planning documentation is incredibly complex, incredibly detailed. There's a lot of documentation, often hundreds and hundreds of pages. No one person could sit there and read that, and also you don't want to print it. So the fact that they're looking at and constantly developing and continuing their digital products is really useful. So yeah, at the moment we're really pleased with the progress that's being made, and really our job is to just keep helping to get that information out there.